We see a vacuum in commercial media platforms in that oftentimes what we're thinking about is we're trying to reach the most people, but not necessarily engaging people around meaningful conversations that can really have an impact on Chicago.
There are a lot of stories that have gone missing, and there are certain stories that aren't being told in ways that are accountable to the community.
It's a gap in who has access to the technology, who has access to the frameworks of creation.
9:22 in the morning amp on a miscellaneous. You can be the news, you can be on the news, but you can't be delivering the news, and those times are 100% over.
The Jack Fuller Legacy Initiative expands MacArthur's enduring commitment to Chicago. The work brings new investments to Chicago's journalism and media ecosystem and supports a new generation of newsroom leaders and media entrepreneurs. This work is inspired by Jack Fuller, who taught us about the importance of honest, rigorous journalism, respect for the subjects and the audience, and the expectation of civic responsibility and engagement. These are the values embedded in this work.
To me, objectivity in journalism is really about having a mix of perspectives that go into the work. We're trying to model the kind of media ecosystem that we'd like to see, one where people see themselves represented and where people have real access.
We benefit from a more informed society, a society that can hear different perspectives or look at different lived experiences and see value and see humanity in that.
These organizations that we're supporting, they're in the communities. They're talking to the people affected by some of the most difficult issues of our city and ensuring that we have a more thorough and complete news narrative about what's happening in our city.
We want to tell the stories of the real parts of Chicago where people do care about their communities, where people are acting for the betterment of their neighborhoods.
With the Real Shy, it's their chance to come into a working newsroom where they are able to be reporters and actually have voice. It really develops a sense of like, wow, like this is my community, I belong here, I play an important role.
So the impact we see is people taking on the mantle of information gatherer, of a citizen who acts on behalf of their fellow citizens, and by citizens I mean everybody in this city.
We begin to create this movement around thinking about a better Chicago. And that better Chicago can only come if we're more informed.
So what ends up happening is that you have an exchange of skills and knowledge across a wide range of Chicagoans as a way to then hold officials accountable. That's what we're really focusing on.
There's a great overlap between activism and creativity. And we want to arm our participants to be leaders.
My hope for City Bureau is that when people think about journalism, that they can't even conceive of it outside of its context and civic engagement and the importance that it has towards a democracy.
This new initiative will be rolled out in multiple stages and will have many parts. Together, we hope that this work will strengthen the overall Chicago journalism and media ecosystem.
We are building the future of local media.
We tell stories about real people and things that bring life to this community.
We're invested in new public journalism.
We want people to know what Chicago actually sounds like.
We are Free Spirit Media.
We are City Bureau.
We are Chicago Public Media, Vocalo Radio, and WBEZ.